The first thing is to develop a blueprint that can guide our journey and our movement towards the destination that Mr. President wants to take the healthcare sector in Nigeria. And so we came up with what we call the Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, a blueprint that the subnational government also subscribed to under the leadership of the President. President convened the subnational government, convened the partners, convened the civil society, and we signed a compact that everybody say this is the path to go, using what we call the sector-wide approach, so that we all know what is happening. What is happening in Ogun State, federal knows, Ondo State knows, and we are also collaborating with one another. I don't know whether they are showing yes, they are showing it. There's a particular graph under slide 4 that I would like to point our attention to, which is what has happened to allocation to the health sector in the last 2 years. Allocation to the health sector in the last 2 years has more than grown by over 100%. Over 100% increase in the allocation to health sector. And today, after security, after infrastructure, after education, health is the biggest spender of government resources. And so, if you also look at it, you will see that over the last 2 years, to facilitate access to health for Nigerians, we have come up with over 21 strategic policies. We have focused a lot of attention on primary healthcare revitalization. And today, over 2,000 primary healthcare centers have been upgraded to full functionality. Another 3,000 is on track. And our vision is to achieve 17,000 by 2037. I must say that 794 of those PHCs that have been upgraded are in southwest Nigeria. Approximately per quarter, 37 Nigerians now access primary health care on a quarterly basis. We have deployed over 115 billion to drive basic health care provision for Nigerians. And out of that, 15.8 billion has been deployed to primary health care centers in the southwest. All the 137 local governments in southwest Nigeria now have performance financial management officers and health fellows. And we have trained over 61,000 frontline health workers, with over 13,000 of them in southwest Nigeria. We have significantly focused a lot of attention on preventive health care, making milestone movement in improving primary prevention through the use of immunization. Nigeria, for the first time under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, introduced human papilloma virus vaccination that protects our young girls from cervical cancer. And today, we have vaccinated over 14 million young girls against cervical cancer. And that is the largest in the whole of Africa. We have introduced malaria vaccine to prevent malaria. We have introduced, for the first time under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the measles rubella vaccine. And up to date, within the beginning of October, when it was introduced, and now we have vaccinated over 29 million Nigerian children against measles and rubella. A lot has been done in that respect. We are upscaling our screening services to catch preventable diseases like cancers at very early stage. We have also focused a lot of attention on maternal health care. And today, we have what we call maternal and neonatal mortality reduction innovation initiative, which provides, among other things, free cesarean section to Nigerians, pregnant women that cannot afford it. And today, over 4,000 free cesarean section have been done. Some of them in Lagos, in Ibadan, in Ile-Ife, in Abeokuta, in Owo, in Ado-Ekiti, centers that are being used for this initiative. Now we have what we call the Save Mama hotline. And I want to ask all of you, please dial 3581 on your phone. And for any pregnant woman in any part of Nigeria today, if you dial 3581, somebody will respond at the other end. And we will provide support, especially ambulance support, to move, because one of the key elements of maternal mortality is delay from going from home to the facility. And so we have provided ambulance services and a hotline where people can access such services. So Save Mama is hot and it is working. We also realize that on an annual basis, Nigerians spend more than $1 billion United States dollars on health tourism. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has decided to tackle that frontally, starting with cancer care. 40% of Nigerians who go out for health care goes because of cancer care. And as a result, we have institutionalized, and now 3 cancer centers of excellence have been commissioned. Another 3 is on stream to be commissioned soon. We have upgraded the cancer center at UCH Ibadan and in Ife. We have also provided a fully equipped radiotherapy center at FMC Ebute Metta, open heart surgery center at FMC Abeokuta. To address the issue of manpower, we have created new schools of nursing and also expanded the ability of our medical schools to train medical students and new doctors. So, to further deepen our approach to cancer care, we are providing what we call Cancer Health Fund to be able to support Nigerians who cannot afford cancer care. We have produced a national policy on health workforce migration. And this is a very important document. It's a document that we're using to address the challenge of JAPA, the challenge of migration of health workers from our country to other parts of the world, ensuring that we create incentives, ensuring that even when they leave the country, we are still able to be in touch with them and still able to harvest their support and participation in the health sector in Nigeria. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in the last 30 months, we have created 13 new federal tertiary health institutions. 4 of them are in Southwest, in Ekpe, in Akure, which the governor acknowledged.
We need to round up.
Another one in Osun, Ikole Ekiti. And this we are doing in ensuring that Nigerians and our people have health care. In conclusion, let me say that the Renew Hope agenda is working for Nigerians. And a new Nigeria is being born, is being battered, where there is access to quality and affordable health care with financial protection. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is competently leading this transformation with a clear vision, with courage, with patriotism, with his eyes, not just on today, but on generations of Nigerians coming behind. And I dare say, Ọmọ Yorùbá, ẹ má jẹ́ ká sùn. Àwa àgbààgbà Yorùbá, ọba Yorùbá, gbogbo akíkanjú, gbogbo gbajúmọ̀ Yorùbá, gbogbo ọ̀dọ́, gbogbo obìnrin, ẹ má jẹ́ ká sùn. Àwa ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ adúláwọ̀. Let us keep this mandate. And so, with peace and plenty, Nigeria shall succeed. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. We quickly want to take the last speaker. I crave the indulgence of our governors to please give us just a few more minutes as we invite the special advisor to the president on energy, Ms. Olu Vahayin.
Thank you. Our royal fathers, our political fathers who've been patiently waiting all day, thank you very much for being with us. And our mothers, seen and unseen. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on existing protocols, please. I thank our hosts, my governor, H.E. Lucky Ayetidiwa. I would also like to thank our chief host, the legend, the institution, Pa Ruben Ifashonoti. Thank you for everything, Papa. My people of the Southwest, every farmer knows that harvest does not come the same day that you plant. You must first till the land, plant the seeds, and then pray for rain. That is what our nation has been doing over the last 2 years under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, sowing the seeds of reform so that harvest of prosperity can reach every family, every farm, and every school. Let's start with the fiscal and economic reforms that the CME has already highlighted, which is a way of clearing the ground for growth. The fuel and exchange rate subsidies were like a weed that drained our soil, eating up trillions that could have built schools, roads, and clinics. By removing it, the president has cleared the field so new crops can grow. The reforms have increased allocations to states, giving the Southwest more resources to invest in communities. On the power sector, his Honorable Minister on Power has highlighted an important point, that no harvest can grow without rain. You can think of electricity as the water for our economy. Through the Presidential Metering Initiative, 1 million meters are going to be deployed across the Southwest, which will end estimated billing and ensure fairness and improve liquidity for the sector, which is required to attract more investments. Targeted electricity subsidies also ensure that the poorest households get affordable power, while wealthier consumers pay their true share. The new investments that will occur through the debt reproduction program that His Excellency has recently approved, as well as investments through development finance institution partners, will expand generation, transmission, and distribution infrastructure. This means our farmers, small industries will still enjoy more reliable power to produce and process cassava, to power small factories that turn cocoa to chocolates. That is what the harvest feels like. Our gas will fertilize our soil. The government is expanding pipelines like the Escravos Lagos system to deliver more gas to industries in Shagamu, Ibadan, Ilorin, and Ondo would directly benefit as the network expands across the Southwest. Over $10 billion in new investments across the oil and gas value chain are being unlocked, with another $20 billion expected by 2029. Gas is not just for electricity, it's for fertilizer, methanol, petrochemicals. These are the nutrients that will make our farmlands more productive, our factories busier, and our exports a lot more competitive. New gas projects will feed fertilizer plants that support farmers in Ondo, Ekiti, Oyo, lowering the cost of fertilizer, boosting crop yields, empowering our local agro-processing industries. These value chains, gas to fertilizer, farm to factory, will deliver cheaper food at home as local production expands and transportation costs fall. Exportable agro products like cassava starch, cocoa butter, and ethanol can now compete globally. This is how we turn our gas beneath our soil into food on our tables and jobs in our communities. A wise farmer does not keep buying from others what he can grow himself. For too long, Nigeria sent our crude abroad and brought back petrol at higher costs. Those days are over under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Through bold reforms and deregulation and refinery investments, particularly led by the private sector, Nigeria has achieved self-sufficiency, and we are transforming the fuel that powers our cars and tractors is now increasingly refined at home and by Nigerians. The continued enabling environment has led to a recent announcement by Alhaji Dangote that he is going to double the capacity of his refinery, which means we not only achieve self-sufficiency at home, we become the regional energy supplier. The harvest is near, my people. The yam does not sprout the same day that it is planted. But when it does, the farmer smiles because he remembers the sweat that made it grow. We have planted reforms that are already sprouting in energy, in jobs, and in stability. The rains are gathering. There are more investments coming. There are more local industries sprouting up, and there's more power available for homes and businesses. This harvest is going to be rich, and it's not just in Abuja or in Lagos, but in every village and town in the Southwest and across Nigeria. From the farms in Osrc to the classrooms in Ogbomoso, every Nigerian will field the yield of these seeds that we have sown. Our planting season is nearing the end. The harvest is now near. And this time, everyone, every Nigerian will benefit from the bounty. Under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, hope is renewed. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, for this conversation. I quickly want to apologize because we wouldn't be able to take the feedback as initially planned. We will be taking that tomorrow. You can write it down. You can join us as we do that tomorrow. I want to thank the honorable ministers for being here with us today. Let's begin with the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, the Minister of Power, the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, the Minister of State for Health, and of course the Special Advisor to the President on Energy for...
Sorry, don't thank them yet. Don't thank them yet.
Okay.
Okay, we'll take question. But the truth is, you deserve a big round of applause. Can we give it to them, please? Can we give it to them? Can we give it to them? We'll just take 3 reactions. Three.
Okay,
yes,
3
please.
reactions, okay.
We'll just take 3. So, Missy, the first one is coming up.
All right. That's Mr. Shegun.
Your Excellencies, you are greatly respected. Leaders, you know, the challenge of governance is that if we listen to you, you'll almost get the impression that Nigerians are crazy, but that's not the fact. The reason is that if government is not communicating to the people, it then means that people are going to be unduly angry because whatever it is you say you are doing, that's not what we are hearing on the street. That's not what opposition is saying. That's not what's on social media. The rural poverty numbers in the country today is 75%. The data is there. The overall poverty numbers are 56%. We are the 12th poorest country in the world. And we have a misery index of 38.3%. So if all these lofty things that you are saying at over 2 years mark, with perhaps a couple of months more before we get into the politicking, when exactly will the Nigerians feel the impact of all this renewed hope? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Let's take the second person.
Thank you very much. We will take, yes, one more here.
Just one more. Just one more.
Sorry, because of time. Excuse me. Here, sir.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Adeshegun Olusegun. I have listened attentively to the speakers and the ministers. I think I agree with you that you are all eggheads and there is little to add to your presentation. But I look at myself from the point of view of a politician, And I just want to throw a big question, which you don't have to answer. I just want to say that as minister, how many times have people phoned you, and how many did you receive, and how many did you call back? If you have done more than 50%, you are strengthening democracy. Thank you.
All right. Let me quickly pass the... Who is taking the first question? Okay.
Thank you very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my colleagues. Yes, the issue and the whole point of the Renewed Hope agenda is to correct distortions in the economy, stabilize it, so that there can be investment. It is with investment that increased productivity will lead to growth, that will lead to jobs, well-paying jobs, and that is the way that poverty will be reduced in the country. In the meantime, there are interventions. The new minimum wage is an intervention. The help for the agricultural sector is an intervention to attack poverty. The help to the small and medium-scale enterprises, grants, concessional loans are all attempts, and overall, you have the direct benefit transfers. Those transfers around the world, especially during COVID, have proved that when you give people funds directly, efficiently to their accounts, they decide what their priority is, and it helps to reduce poverty. In the medium to long term, starting from now, there is the grassroots development program that will drive resources, funding, information, skills, advice, and equipment to economically active people in the world. That is the way that poverty will be attacked in the near, medium, and long term. And of course, you heard the Honorable Minister of State for Health talk about how funding had increased to the health sector. And as he said, health is wealth. Thank you. Ekpatewo.
Ekpatewo. Any other comments? Any other comments?
Sir? No, just... Okay. 1 minute, just to round up. In terms of a landmark achievement, it would be nice to let this information also go out. In terms of installed capacity of power generation in Nigeria, we have actually, under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Renewed agenda, made some landmark achievements from 13,000 megawatts now to 14,600 megawatts within 2 years. Number two is, for the first time ever in the history of Nigeria, we generated 6,000 megawatts of power. What we meant on ground was 4,200 megawatts. And average generation to date is in the region of 5,800 megawatts. It took the country almost 40 years to increase from 2,000 megawatts in 1984 to 4,000 megawatts in 2018. Within 1.5 years to 2 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, we grew by 1,600 megawatts. And daily generation, daily consumption also went up to a landmark of 128,000 megawatt hour from 115,000 megawatt hour achieved in the past. Energy access has also grown from 61% that we met in the office to about 66% now. An increase of 5% within 2 years. Then lastly is the issue of powering our educational and health institutions. We have installed unprecedented number of mini grids for our universities and teaching hospitals. We have done 50 megawatts, University of Maiduguri, University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. We have done in University of Calabar. We have gotten approval for University of Ibadan, apart from universities, and Unilag across the southwest.
Thank you very much.
We deserve it.
We know you can go on and on. Is somebody clapping in this hall? Is somebody clapping here? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I forgot to mention the fact that there has been zero piracy on our waters for the past 3 years.
Yes.
The importance of that is the fact that that has reduced the premium we're paying on import. There has been zero piracy on our waterways through the use of the Deep Pool project, which is, a surveillance infrastructure that takes care of assets deployed both on land, air, and sea. So that's one thing. The second thing is the fact that we've increased fish production locally from 1.1 metric tons to 1.4. You can check through the National Bureau of Statistics. We are going to be talking of reactivating all the fish terminals, not only on the southwest corridor, but all over the country, to increase food production so that we can reduce the level of import of fish that we are spending so much foreign exchange on. We are equally bringing back the issue of the national shipping line, not on the former moribund national shipping line, but on a PPP basis, so that we can harvest what we are losing in terms of revenue on freight. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can we have a big round of applause for all our ministers, please?
All right, so as we round off, we'll quickly take group photograph.
Yes, we will do that. Please. Yes, please, please. We will take a group photograph. We'll take a group photograph here. I was thinking we should use the background for starters. But frankly, can we give a big round of applause for all our ministers here? And this brings... Yes, sir. Here. We want to take the photographs here first. We'll be inviting Governor Edatiwa to please join them. And then the other deputy governors after this group one. There is another session after this. Ẹjọ́ Musuru sir, Kábíyèsí, ẹjọ́ ìṣẹ́jú kan ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú, ìṣẹ́jú kan ẹjọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fún àwọn governors yẹn láyè kan wá join wọn first ẹjọ́. Please, we still have this session. Dr. Charles Adiola and Victor Olatunji Bello. Representative of the Minister for Trade and Investment will also be doing this. The DG here. But meanwhile, what comes to mind is Ebenezer Obey's song. Nigeria is imadun, odami loju, lala Oluwa adun. Come on, love. Báwa ṣe kó dá o, báwa ṣe kó dá. Báwa ṣe kó dá o, báwa ṣe kó dá. Kábíyèsí, 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 kábíyèsí. Dá mi lójú, lọ́lá Olúwa, adùn, adùn, adùn. Listen, Minister báwa ṣe kó dá o. Ẹ̀yin gómìnà báwa ṣe kó dá o. Alága ìbílẹ̀ báwa ṣe kó dá o. Bàbá dá o, báwa ṣe kó dá. Báwa ṣe kó dá. Bàbá ṣíjú àánú rẹ̀ hàn wá kó báwa ṣe kó dá. ó dáná Nàìjíríà yìí sì máa dùn ó dá mi lójú lọ́lọ́lùwà adùn adùn adùn. Bàbá ṣíjú àánú rẹ̀ wò wá kó bá wa ṣe kó dáa. Please, can we settle down? Okay now.
Been a very long day.
Bring it down. Bring it down. There. Bring it down. Ohun tá à ń ṣe ò tí ì tán o. We have more session. One more session. Bring it down. Ó dáná Nàìjíríà yìí sì máa dùn ó dá mi lójú sẹ́ lọ́lọ́lùwà adùn adùn. Bring it down. Adùn. Thank you.
We move on to the next session.
Bring it down. Pata pata.
There is one more session. There is one more session before we wrap it up.
May I invite Dr. Charles Akinola to please come up. MD SWDC.
And the representative of Mr. Tuji Bello.
Representative of Mr. Tuji Bello.
The DG ITF. The
Industrial Training Fund. And of course, the representative of primary health care. Please, sir, kindly come up, or Mark, kindly come up. Primary health care.
APC youth leader, please. Mr. Dio Israel.
Dio Israel, ADC Youth Leader. Please kindly come up. This is going to be a very brief session. A very brief session.
A very brief session, short one.
Mr. Dio Israel, please. So we have 3
panelists.
The person speaking for primary health care, if you are still here, please join us. We'd like to thank Your Excellencies. Thank you so much. We have just a few minutes more. Kindly please bear with us. We'd like to thank all our distinguished guests, all participants, all patriots, all sons and daughters of the southwestern region of Nigeria. We also must thank our people from Edo State. We'd like to thank our siblings from Kogi State. The North Central is also represented here. We are saying thank you so much for identifying with us. We are one. Those of us from Kwara State, we appreciate you. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you.
The representative for healthcare. Is Dio Israel here?
Tomisi, let's go now. Let's go now. All right.
All right, thank you, everybody. If we could sit for just a few more minutes.
Please, let's settle down. Sorry, Tomisi. Please, let's enjoy. Those of us standing in the aisle, please, let's take our seats. Thank you.
Just
Quickly, it's just for a few more minutes. Please sit down.
please take your seats.
Thank you very much. Please go.
All right, we're moving to the last conversation for this evening. And I have with me the Southwest Development Commission Managing Director.
Madam, eba mi stop woman Ejo.
Dr. Charles Diji Akinola, the Managing Director, CEO, Southwest Development Commission. I'd like to start with you, sir. Your brief and people's expectation from this commission. It's yes, just speak, sir. Just speak.
I have to turn my head this way. Distinguished leaders, distinguished leaders here present, I'd like to stand on protocols that have been established earlier on today to thank you all for the opportunity to speak here. Just a few words about the Southwest Development Commission.
Hello.
Thank you. I'm indeed humbled and inspired by the foundation laid this morning by His Excellency Governor Ayeda Tiwa and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who reminded us that the Southwest was indeed once the cradle of innovation, education, governance, and cultural pride. During that era, of which Chief Obafemi Awolowo was at the bulwark and the founding fathers of Afenifere, their passion for development was never about politics, but about people, was never about position, but it was about purpose. They dreamt of a region that would light the path for the rest of the country, a region where education will build minds, where enterprise will build wealth, and where leadership will build communities. Today, through the Southwest Development Commission, that dream has found statutory expression through its establishment. And we must thank the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR for setting it up. The baton that they carried was of faith, and this has come through a federal instrument for coordinated regional development, one that belongs to the people and the one that must be powered by creative partnerships. What's the SWC's role in the Renewed Hope Agenda? Under the Renewed Hope Agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR, the federal government has made job creation, industrialization, access to opportunities, the pillars of economic recovery. So for us, the Southwest Development Commission seeks to translate these very important national aspirations into regional action building partnerships that will link federal programs like the ones that were initiated a few minutes ago, state priorities, working in partnership with our governors, and private sector. And we believe that innovation in this regard will come into one single delivery framework. I'd like to speak about the One Economic Bloc strategy, which is about one region and one economy. Our vision is anchored on a strong regional development strategy, the One Economic Bloc agenda. The One Economic Bloc agenda is a product of rigorous, coordinated, well-joined-up thinking that has happened involving the state governors, development practitioners, policymakers over 10 years ago. The One Bloc agenda still stays true today as it will tomorrow. It's about a unified framework that situates the Southwest as one single production and investment corridor. It will treat all our 6 states not as isolated entities, but one economic bloc, which is interconnected through projects. We're saying when we plan together in one block, we invest together, we trade together, we can once again make the Southwest the engine room of Nigeria's prosperity. The whole Western region under Chief Awolowo tribe, because it planned with one vision. It had high values and discipline. This is the same spirit that we in SWDC will seek to institutionalize, not through nostalgia this time around, that is thinking back to our days, but through a modern, data-driven, results-oriented structure. And some of the enablers for the One Economic Bloc agenda will include regional industry policy harmonization, shared infrastructure and logistics corridors, integrated investment and data systems, co-financing platforms combining federal, state, and private capital. Now, I just want to outline some of what we have, from vision to pipeline projects that we're seeking to work on. I must thank Mr. Femi Owoyemi of ProShare for some of his intervention earlier on this afternoon. Under the One Economic Bloc framework, the SWDC is developing a pipeline of transformative projects that are designed to catalyze employment and productivity across the value chain. Examples include regional interconnectivity. We had Governor Sanwo-Olu speak about that. How do we connect the region? This plan has been on for over 15 years. Through rail, through superhighways, and through water. We have 3 maritime states of Lagos, Ogun, and Ondo. How do we come up with regional and industrial technological parks which will have agro-processing, digital innovation with each of the states to host flagship projects? We're looking at the Southwest Agro-Industrial Revolution Program. We're looking at blue economy and marine projects. There's the fish harbor and terminal complexes in Lagos, Badagry, in Ondo, Ilaje. We have collaboration that's imminent with the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and others. There's the regional superhighway and corridor development. We left Ibadan this morning, and it took us about 4.5 hours to get to Akure. Now you look at a situation where we produce food for Lagos. Lagos has a population of over 22 million, undercounted, and you will have 5 contiguous states. So we're looking at a market for agricultural products in the states. If we have good roads, you can imagine how that will incentivize agriculture in the contiguous states. We can move tomatoes, you can move cassava, you can move yam to enter Lagos markets within 2-3 hours. We're looking at regional superhighway corridor development, linking logistics hubs from Lagos through Ibadan to Akure, Oshogbo. We're looking at regional talent and innovation hubs. We want young people to see their faces in the projects of the Southwest Development Commission. We're looking at creative economy and tourism, where our children have thrived globally to global acclaim. These are not isolated projects in any way. They are building blocks of a new industrial economy that is anchored on skills, productivity, and regional connectivity. Now, how do we want to implement all of this? What is the partnership architecture? We want to work with public, private, and communities. But we cannot achieve this through ambitions with government alone.
As a round of
that is why we're building a private sector advisory council, which is a compact of trusted regional leaders and entrepreneurs to guide the Commission on competitiveness and investment. We're also designing over time a Southwest Investment Fund, which will pool pension assets, diaspora capital, and state contributions to finance different development opportunities. This is a new model. Government will provide a platform, but partnership will drive the progress. Now, in closing, responding to the governor's challenge here today, Governor Sanwo-Olu charged us to turn vision into action, and that is exactly what we intend to do. The open door that the federal government, under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, has provided must now become a doorway of collaboration. We must create access among ourselves, from government to business, from cities to rural communities, from policy tables to the grassroots. The mandate of the Southwest Development Commission is to make sure that we access tangible means to connect capital to creativity and creativity to community prosperity. And in closing, in calling for collective action, we intend, this region has not ever been short of leadership, but we must cultivate it deliberately for alignment. The time for competition is past. The time for collective contribution has come. So as we build a new path, I would like to engage our KBACs, our youths, our market women, our artisans, our farmers, beyond government. Every society must have a voice and role in the Southwest development story. For it was only when market women sees our enterprise as a part of regional prosperity, and when the young innovator feels included in regional planning, that true development will occur. So I'm therefore pleased to announce that the Southwest Development Commission will in the coming weeks host series of exhaustive stakeholder engagement sessions. This will be a comprehensive forum to share the Commission's vision, the strategic framework, and priority programs with our key partners across government, private sector, and the communities.
Thank you, sir.
In closing, I would like to reflect on what Chief Awolowo said, that a people that will be free must first arm themselves with knowledge and enterprise. This charge still remains true. Together, we will make this region once again the shining light of innovation, productivity, and unity. The time is now for one region, one block, one destiny, and one shared prosperity. Thank you for your attention.
A round of applause for Dr. Charles D.G. Akinola, the Managing Director, Southwest Development Commission. Thank you, sir. We're moving to another agency of government now. We're moving straight to the FCCPC, where we're representing Mr. Olatunji Bello is Undaje Ijau. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Your Excellencies, your Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am representing my Chief Executive, Mr. Olatunji Bello, as has been introduced. I work for the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC. We have been talking about the economy, but the mistake we make most of the time is that we focus more on investment at the expense of consumption. If you look at the economy, there is production and then there is consumption. When we talk about consumption, or rather the flip side of production is consumption. We have talked today about power. We have talked today about food. We have talked today about every other thing. But what we are not thinking about quite seriously is the condition of the consumer. How is the consumer faring in the marketplace? If you look at it, one of the areas where we have had the most problem is the way we treat the consumers in Nigeria. The consumer buys a product. The product does not give him value. And then he tries to return it. And the owner of the shop says, no refund of money after payment. I'm sure this is not new to us. We contend with this every day. The consumer buys electricity. He pays for electricity, but that electricity is not measured. And why? It is not measured because he has to be billed on estimated basis. That is the only product, I'm sure, in the world where you have a situation where the owner of the product just estimates what he thinks a consumer should pay. And then we have other products that still don't give consumers value. So when we talk about our mandate, we are talking about how that consumer is faring in the marketplace and who protects him. And if you look at it, what has changed since the coming in of this administration? What has changed since the coming in of the administration is that the administration is not breathing hot air over our shoulders. Before now, if we have to act, we have to look at the countenance of the Honorable Minister that is our supervising minister. Sometimes we act against a belligerent company, and we get a call from the villa that you have to do this, you don't have to do that, you don't have to enforce against the recalcitrant business. But under the current administration, we do not have any of those kind of things. Rather, what we have today is courage. We have support from government. And then we also are enabled in a lot of ways to enforce our law. And that is the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Act. I must tell you that the way it is, not many Nigerians are aware of their rights, and they also do not know that the law is there to protect them. So what we are doing, essentially, the fulcrum of our programs today is, one, enlightenment of consumers. Two, we are also enforcing to the best of our ability, to the best that the law has provided. I'll give you quick examples of what we have been doing. We prevent as well as we provide redress to consumer complaints. Talking about consumer complaints, between March and August of this year, we resolved 9,091 complaints that recovered for Nigerian consumers the total sum of 10-point-something billion naira. In quantifiable terms, sometimes we think that what we consume and how we do it does not amount to anything. If you buy, for instance, a can of milk and it doesn't give you value, and you continue to leave it like that, what it does is that 10,000 other persons will be affected by the same complaint that you have.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I give you a quick example of one of the things we did in the electricity sector. Ikeja Disco and Eco Disco announced to the world that they were going to replace what they called obsolete meters. Those obsolete meters were still functioning. And what it was going to translate to was that they were going to recover meters and they had no capacity to replace those meters. So it meant all the consumers that had that kind of meter would be migrated to estimated billing. And what we did was to immediately summon a meeting. We called a meeting and held a meeting jointly with all the 11 discos in the country with the regulator. That's the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. And we gave a directive that that should not happen until they had replacement meters to replace those meters. That's the kind of thing we have been doing. So when we talk about, so thank you very much. I am told that myself.
Thank you very much. That actually affects me as well. I had obsolete meter in my house.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much for the good work. We're moving straight to the ITF. I have Dr. Afiz Oluwatoyin Ogun, representing the Honorable Minister for Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole. Dr. Afiz is the DG of ITF. Thank you, sir.
Your Excellencies, my own governor, the governor of Ondo State, the chief host of this event, I greet you. Other governors and deputy governors seated, I salute you all. Our royal fathers, KBSU, I greet you all. Because of want of time, I'm going to summarize my own presentation. I'm here in double capacity, first and foremost, as the representative of Dr. Jumoke, the Federal Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, under which ITF is placed. And I'm also here in my capacity as the Director General and Chief Executive of the Industrial Training Fund. Before I go into our activities in the ministry and in ITF, I would like to say, Yoruba Omoluabi. We usually say Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba Ronu. There is something we have been looking for decades. Now we have it in our hands. The central position in Abuja. We have it in our hand. The opportunity is here today. Don't allow it to slip away. This is the first 2 years, and by the grace of God, we still have 6 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in power by the grace of Almighty God. Let us think. Let us appreciate God for what He has done for us. Let us look back as the sovereign of Pa Obafemi Awolowo, Pa Adekunle Ajasin, and the host of others who suffered to bring in independence to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. They labored. Many of us here went to school free of charge. We used up to eraser from Pa Adekunle Ajasin, free of charge, pencil, crayon, sharpeners, everything in our schools, free. What are we doing today? We should stop looking at those things. Let's look at them as history. Let's justify their effort. The world has moved. We are in the digital age now, and this world is moving very fast. Let us take this opportunity and perform better than our forefathers. This can be done by a united front. Do not let us look at party politics. Let us look at ourselves as Omoluabis. Let us look at ourselves as brothers from the same womb. Let us move the Yoruba nation up. The entire regions in Nigeria used to look up to us. Let this come back. Let it multiply better than we ever envisaged. Going back to my own ministry, our ministry have several parastatals, and ITF is just one, the Industrial Training Fund. The Industrial Training Fund was established after the bitter civil war of 1967 to 70. In 1971, it was established to take care, to quickly work to take care of middle-level manpower that has been destroyed. A lot of government have come and gone. That mandate, where did we take it? We have seen in Nigeria artisans and technicians and middle-level workers suffering to an extent that we now import workers from Togo, from Benin Republic, from Ghana. Our president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when I was appointed, gave us the task of uplifting Nigerian artisans and technicians to global standard, to international standard. That it is becoming embarrassing for us to wait for workers, tilers, plumbers, bricklayers from Ghana, Togo, and Benin Republic before we fix our homes and build our buildings. Then we started. We formed what is called Skill Up Artisan. The Skill Up Artisan program, we call it SUPER. We are in the process today, and I will briefly summarize to take you through how we started and where we are. Just permit me to do that in 5 minutes.
5 minutes, please.
We open a portal, we call it Super Portal, encourage artisans to register. We have over 1 million of them registered today. And we started with artisans, people who are not yet artisans, that is to be artisans. We call it the foundation level. We trained 29,000 of them last year in all the states of the Federation. And these 29,000, we say there is no more startup pack, because we have seen in Nigeria what happened to startup pack. They collect it to the right hand and they sell it to the left hand. What are we doing for them? We will train them up to international standard in our native language. After all, the Chinese people and the other people like Filipinos we import, they cannot speak English. We have started last year, and we are training them in our local languages. Our training is not just about technical training. We know in Nigeria that our plumbers, our artisans, our technicians, one of the greatest problems they have is lack of occupational ethics and patriotism. We see a lot of lies and cheating. We have successfully trained them in project management. We collaborated with the Chartered Institute of Project Managers of Nigeria. We developed a robust curriculum, and they have been taught the first batch on project management. You know that when you are making this agbada, it is a project for you. You need to follow the principle of project management. And that we have concluded. They have written their exam, and they are now certified. Those of the batch that has written, they are certified chartered members in a special category. Then we move on to industrial safety. Most of our artisans do not know how to take precaution when they are doing their work. We train them, and we see training on industrial safety such that they know what precautions to take when there is accident and what to do when they are working to prevent accident. We have done this, and they have also written exam, and this exam also in local languages. We went ahead to teach them patriotism and occupational ethics, which is something they are lacking. So, training them this in their local language is like preaching to them, like imams and pastors talking to them. This is the way we train our trainer, and that has also happened. And as I talk to you now, 100,000 artisans and technicians, those who train in the foundation level, and more, 29,000 in the foundation level, and 71,000 from those artisans already practicing. The training is going on, and it is the technical training up to international standards. Do we have challenges? Yes. And I'm going to talk briefly about that. When we finish this certification, do they get from here? We now give them international exams. Right now, train the people that we conduct the exam are undergoing training from bodies like City and Guilds. These are the type of certificate they will get. Q&A technique, Pearson of England. These are the qualifications they will get for now before we develop our NSQF, which is in progress now to meet the international standard. But in the meantime, we will give them international exam. And after that, what comes after that? We have seen series of training in Nigeria where artisans are trained, and after the training, what happens? They collect their stipends, they collect their startup pack, and they go back to drive their Okada. That will no longer happen. We are not giving any startup pack. We have 3 exits. The first one is we're collaborating with Nigeria Employer Consultative Association, NECA, Manufacturer Association of Nigeria, and other powerful industrialists in Nigeria looking for direct job for them. These jobs are being compiled now. Those who want to work 8 to 4 jobs, they will get that is the first exit. The second exit is what we call talent export. Although a lot of people are against JAPA, but when you JAPA with qualification, JAPA with government backing. It is the government that is sending you out. We collaborated with the chambers of commerce of several countries, and we have a conduit pipe with these countries, asking them, what do you need? When they tell us the labor they need, we come back home, we fetch them under the supervision of our ministry. This is what some people do not want to hear, the Japa syndrome. Yeah. Japa by artisan brings dollars back home. For those of us who have been out there, who have lived out there for some years, you know that white-collar jobbers, when they make $100, they can spend everything there and stay there and remain abroad. But artisans and technicians, blue-collar jobbers, if they make $100, $80 will be coming back home. So then the last, that we increase our foreign exchange. And the last part is business incubation, where we intend to incubate robust businesses for our technicians and artisans with partnership with government and private organization. Because of time, I cannot talk about this robust program enough. This is just a very brief summary. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, a round of applause. This session hasn't just been educative. It has also given the need and told every single person who has spoken here today that there is need to engage the people more directly so that the people actually know what you're doing for them and how it affects their lives, you know, positively on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much for your contribution, sir. We quickly want to take some pictures so that we can call it a wrap for the day. Because of our time, are you still here tomorrow? Are you still here?
Don't worry, don't worry. Please, can we give a big round of applause to them, please? Let's have a photo session.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Let's have the photo session here. Excellency, sir. I'm a Daniela Mulek, see. And your photo.
Photo up.
Your banje aye datiwa, your photo more. Of having Governor, sir, Mr. Governor, sir.